What's going on, everybody? Gideon here. Super excited, man. Battle World. Got some more information today. I just wanted to recap it. I didn't have enough time to put down a whole video. My granddaughter's coming, and she's a baby, so I'm like a real baby. So I can't just turn on uh Baby Shark or something like that and walk away for a minute. So we're gonna have to do it like this. The few minutes that we have. What's going on, bro? Who do we got? Old Haynak, what's going on, man? How are you, my dude? I know I've been away. I've been away for a long time. Thank you, my brother. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, bro. Uh, Real quick, life changes. My wife, she's working from home now, so she kind of needs a space during normal business hours. So I can't stream at the times that would be most convenient for me, right? I got to kind of work around her. Uh, So it is what it is. But we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can get back into a cool flow of some sort, some type of cool frame of mind. We did hit 1,000 subscribers. So I just want to say thank you for that. 100%. I just want to say thank you for that. We did hit 1,000 subscribers. So team turnaround from Team Superfly, uh, No Cap Cluster, Big Positive Geek, Boylon, Run 7, Pathfinder Gaming, uh, The Last Game Ride, Double O Player. A lot of good cats out there, man. Altanac, you as well, my dude. You as well. Well, all right, bro. We can get you for a few minutes. Like I said, my granddaughter is en route. I'm going to have to watch her, and I got to work tomorrow. So if I wanted to talk about the stream, talk about Battle World, it's got to be now. You like this time? We'll see what we can do, man. We'll see what we can do. It's not out of the question. I just have to figure out some things, right? Just have to figure out some things. But I wanted to talk about what we learned in the stream today on the strike spot. Okay. I'm going to try to, let's see here. I'll share my screen. I think. Share my screen. All right. Is this the screen? Hopefully we can see it. Hopefully we can see it. It looks like it showed up. Let me move my head a little bit. All right. Here we go. So this was the strike spot live stream that they had on Twitch today. I got a couple screenshots. So we got Strike Force, or excuse me, Strike Fox, the new CM, and our guy Pathfinder at the bottom, both community managers. So that's good. And then we got our guy Jose, who was doing the talking. He was talking about the game mode, and I didn't get the best picture of him. I see he's got his eyes closed. So it's not a great photo, but it is what it is, right? So he was talking about the artistry and things like that when it came to making the game. I'm going to not talk about any of that just because I don't think we got time. But he was going through the development process, and that was dope to see everything that went into it. So again, when people say that the game's in maintenance mode and stuff like that can't be real. The amount of stuff that they did, all the concept arts, the stuff that they drafted, the different layers of people and things that they had to go through to make the game mode to kind of get it to where it is now. That's work. That's effort, right? And even again, what we already knew to be true, the new graphics update is only a piece of the puzzle. The new graphics update is only a piece of the puzzle. That's what we're seeing at the front end. But on the back end, it's enabling them to do a lot more stuff. And that's what they needed to put in place to get Battle World to work the way they wanted it to. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. Now, let's go through the couple pictures that I have, if I can find my presentation page. All right. So what we already know, right? Some of this stuff we already knew or we suspected, or some people kind of thought, and our guy Jose confirmed or denied some of the stuff that we had already talked about that maybe you heard here, maybe you heard it through somebody else. But oh no, my head is covering it up. All right. Let me do this. Boom. So the Battle World store, right? Battle World store. Obviously, it's got purple gems there, purple ISO. So Battle World is going to be, he said, one of the main ways that you get your purple ISO. And what's going to be in the store? Strike Fox said there's going to be stuff. She said stuff's in the store, right? But what's going to be in the store? So he said primarily purple ISO and character shards. Obviously, he didn't go into any detail. Like, I don't know what kind of ISO, how much can you get? He didn't talk about any of that, but he said purple ISO and character shards. And then somehow we have the information there on the hey, that man, old timey, my brother, old timey. Hey, if y'all are not subscribed to old timey, please do. The dude knows what he's talking about when it comes to Crucible, any type of PvP type stuff. This cat knows what he's talking about, man. So please make sure that you check that brother out. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. So we said that you're going to be trying to score. You're going to be trying to score points. It's Black Adam. And that happens over the course of those days. So on the right-hand side, the victory points there, somehow, like, he didn't explain what exactly it meant, but the rewards tab that you see there, I don't know if, right, if you fill that up, do you get those rewards? Or does that just change to a new set of rewards and you got to fill it up again? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, he didn't really qualify all that information. T-Factor before that, I didn't know that, bro. I didn't know that. He was T-Factor before Black Adam. Okay. Didn't know that. So he didn't clarify that point exactly. They just answered the questions that were put up on the Marvel Strike Force Discord. They just went through and answered those questions. So I do want to clarify really quickly. Scopely's listening, bro. Scopely is listening. If you have feedback, if you have comments, if you have stuff, let them know. You just have to do it constructively, right? No 4-letter words and not safe for work type stuff. Just explain what the problem was and why, what you didn't like and why, what you did like and why. And they're taking that information and that's coming through again in what we're seeing in the iteration here of Battleworld. I would like to hear the story about that. I would like to hear the story about that. But hey, so he didn't say exactly how it happens, but you're going to be getting victory points, right? From playing the game, you get victory points. You're going to move this up and somehow you're going to get the rewards. And it's very important. You want those victory points. Now, again, forgive me. I'm using a new interface here, trying to click my pictures around. So forgive me while we work with it until it gets smooth. All right. So you're in the zone like this, right? And it kind of like we said, there's going to be 5 days, he said, 5 days of going through zones. So here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, 5 days of going through zones. And then on day number 6, you're going to fight Null. And that's going to take place, I believe he said Monday through Friday is those 5. And then Saturday, you'll fight Null. And Sunday, you'll have the day off. Okay. So Sunday will be for changing alliances and all that stuff. All right. So he said 5 days, you're going through the zones. Day number 6, you fight Null. So that kind of leaves us to 3 possible options, right? So either 1, you finish that bar, right? So that bar down there at the bottom, that 60,000. I mean, I don't know if that's real or if that's just made up numbers. If you get 60,000 points in this example, then you would open up zone number 2, right? So day 1 is zone 1. You fight stuff. It says clear waves, 0 of 30. So presumably you beat people, you get points. You fill up that bar, and then zone 2 will open. It'll happen on a rotate. What is the word I'm looking for? It will happen at the reset, whatever the game reset is for Battleworld, whatever that ends up being. That's when the zone will open, right? So we could play, we could beat some stuff, super aggressive. We could beat it all in the first hour, or at least fill that bar up in the first hour, but it's still not going to open until the next day. Does that make sense? You could be super aggressive, get in there, knock it all out, but it still won't be open till the next day. And you want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to score points. because the points have something again to do with that store, and they obviously have something to do with the leaderboard. Okay. So it's going to be, it sounds like it's going to be relatively player friendly in the sense that people can make progress. And then the competitive portion will be, well, how many points can you get? How much stuff, how much rewards can you get? How high can you score on the leaderboards? All right. It sounds like that's kind of was important. I don't know if I'm making sense, but it sounded like that was important, that even if you're not in a full alliance, you should be able to get points on a board. And just because you got the points to open the next day, that doesn't mean you should stop. You should still smash if you haven't tried yet to get more points for the leaderboard. Now, there's the option that you didn't get enough points. So 24 hours go by, you didn't get enough points. Zone 2 will not unlock. Zone 2 will not unlock. My limited understanding, he wasn't taking questions from the audience, but my limited understanding would be that you'd have to, like, it would have to reset, right? You'd keep your points, but the nodes would have to reset. Otherwise, you're still stuck, right? Because if I did everything I could and the nodes reset the next day, it doesn't, right? Nothing changes because I can't do any more nodes. So I'm assuming that they reset. I keep the points, and you just keep doing that until you can fill up that bar, and then the next zone will open. If you're not able to do it every day, you're not going to be able to get to no. But right, something is better uh, than nothing. Hopefully, we're making sense so far. All right. So then we'll just keep looking at the pictures that they already gave us to kind of fill in the gaps. So we remember from the blog post, they said work on teams like Extreme X-Men, Hive Mind, stuff like that. Okay. What Jose said was that, yeah, like those, because somebody asked, well, those are all raid teams. And what he said was, yeah, there probably will be call outs to stuff like that in some of the nodes. So again, so some of that is what we thought. So, like, for example, the Spider-Verse node in the city node, Spider-Verse can be probably used in both of those places. But if one of those has a call out to raids, maybe depending on the strength of your roster, maybe it behooves you to use them in one over the other. Right? Am I making sense so far? Maybe it behooves you to use them in one over the other because of the strength of your rosters. So if you have Sinister Six, you could use them in the city section. Some of them, I don't even know. Are some of those guys are Spider-Verse characters, correct? But if one of them has a call out to raids, then kind of it's a no-brainer unless you don't have the other team. But think about how deep that can go, right? So if you're saying Extreme X-Men, they're a raid team, or Hive Mind, they're a raid team, but what if it's a general call out? Like what if one of them says raids and the other one just says like mutants, or the other one just says symbiotes, right? Like that might get rough. You know what I'm saying? That might get rough. So it remains to be seen what's actually going to happen. Um, but it's interesting. I'm interested to see how it goes. He did also say, see, I was writing too fast. I got my notes here. I was just writing, trying to keep up. So I didn't get all this. He said that something will change. Like maybe it must be like the regular nodes that are there, like the City Cosmic. I'm assuming those stay the same. I could be mistaken. So let me back up a little bit. So if Battle World, if it comes around, it's 6 days. So if it comes around every week, right? If it comes around every week, they want to kind of give us some challenge. So something is going to change. I can't remember if he said it was like the special missions and the spec ops. That seems like that would make sense, right? That those two pieces might change, or maybe one of the nodes would change. I can't remember what he said. So he said that something, when it comes around again, after you played it for a week, it comes around again, some of the stuff would change. So it's not the same thing every single time. All right. That's a great question. That's a great question. We got Big Potty in the house. There's another game mode going to take a backseat for this. So he didn't say like that wasn't a question that people, well, I'm trying to remember. I don't think that was a question that people had asked, or at least it's not one that they read. I am going to say this. I don't know if it has anything to do with it. I'm trying to find out. I'm asking in the Envoy stuff. We are getting those raid energies in some of the special campaign orbs and stuff like that. Some extra raid energy, which has made it super easy to auto stuff, right? Unless you have to play it. So right now, me with my roster, I can auto everything except the Mystic. So I have to physically play those, but everything else I can just auto. And with the extra energy, like the raid is done. Like I'm logging on to do my hits and it's done. People already did everything. So I don't know if that's part of it. So that's what I'm trying to ask. Is that part of it, or is there more? Are they going to do other things to reduce screen time overall? So I'm not. There's a lot of talking, but I'm not sure. But I do have that question in. If you have other questions, put them in the chat, man. Put them in the chat. I'll fast forward them over to those guys. We'll see what happens, because I think it's something that people are legitimately. I think it's something that Fonville, what's up? I think it is something that people are legitimately concerned about, right? They don't want the game to take all day. They don't want the game to take all day. So he didn't say. Roundabout question, he didn't say. So what they did say, let me think here. What they did say is the special operations. They didn't have any more details for that. So someone asked if it was like Galaxy of Heroes, which I haven't played. So I don't know. Am I on Null Next? I'm on Null Next. I thought they had the screen with the special missions, but he didn't. They asked were there special stuff. I guess in Galaxy of Heroes, like you get bonuses for using certain people, and they gives you some people give you extra points. Some people give you just extra bonuses to your characters overall while they're playing the missions. But he didn't say. He read it. He did read the question from somebody, and he said he would have to get back on that one. So he didn't give an answer. And then the elite mission, again, he didn't talk a whole lot about it, but obviously they got the symbol for the purple ISO. So it looks like it's another spot to get some purple ISO. And so then that brought us to Null. And what he said about Null was that obviously you try to beat him. He's going to have different abilities than the regular Null character. He'll have different abilities than the character that we will get at some point. He didn't say how many character shards it would take to get him. He didn't say how long it would take to get him. He just said he's going to act differently. And they're trying to reiterate that because there's some other questions just about other characters in general, like raid characters and stuff like that, that the player versus environment character, the PvE character, can work differently than the character that we have, if that makes sense. Right. And some of that we've seen in tower modes and things like that. But no, it's going to be more special, even still. So we said your goal is to get in here and beat him. And then if you beat him, he's going to respawn. So he essentially will be infinite. Is what he said. If you beat him, he's just going to respawn. So he's essentially going to be infinite. And that means everybody gets a chance to fight him, right? Every person in your alliance gets a chance to fight him. If somebody gets the KO, he's just going to respawn. And that means everybody, again, gets their opportunity to fight him. So I think that's good. And again, you're doing that to get points. You're doing that to get points. So no matter what, it behooves us all to log in and try to get some points, right? The other item, what else did he say? Oh, health stealing and stuff like that, right? So he said Null's going to have some, you won't be able to do giant chunks of health damage to him. So things like Minerva Apocalypse, One Punch, um, Jean Grey, Phoenix, Hell Steel, stuff like that that would just take big chunks of percentage health. He said that stuff's not going to work, that there's some mechanic in place that would stop him from losing giant chunks of health. Um, and I believe so. Those were the highlights. Those were the things that I really wanted to cover. I might have had some other stuff written down. If there's any questions or anything, please throw them in there. I'm gonna look at my notes real quick that I scribbled. I think we said that we switch alliances on Sunday, so there's no battle world. There'll be special boosts for the characters because they're PvE characters. We covered that. Um, they said they're looking at November for the release date, right? So I remember the teaser. They partially said October, but he said they're looking at November for the release date. Keeps track of your null kill count. Not sure what that means, but I think that'll be a separator for alliances on the leaderboard. How many times did you actually kill him? He's a plug and play character, so null will not be designed to go with a certain team. He said he's a plug and play character. There will be a difficulty slider, right? So I think we knew that. But there will be a difficulty slider, just like in raids. You pick different difficulties. I think they showed the picture of that. And Purple ISO, again, is the primary place to find, or excuse me, Battle World is the primary place to find Purple ISO. No health steals. No gives you, or the store gives you stuff in tune shards. And it has its own leaderboard and its own leaderboard cycle. Altanak. They used to info dump all at once, but now we don't even know the release method of Zombie Witch or the next legendary. What gives? This is true. This is true. And some of that, like, so again, this is my plea to the grown folks in the community, right? Because Altanak, you're 100% correct on that. But this is my plea to the grown folks in the community, right? So I always say stuff like, if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're an adult, you need to stand up and get stuff done. What has happened in the past is people, right? Because we got too many crybabies out here, right? I'm not going to hold back. And I'm not talking about you, Altanak. I'm just telling you what has happened, right? I'll tell you a quick story. So I'm in an Envoy program now. I like doing live streams. Maybe, bro, maybe. But it might be something a little more basic. Might be. I like doing live streams like this. I'm always positive. I don't run Scopely down, right? I don't disrespect these people. I don't use not safe for work language. I don't insult their intelligence. And I'm like, yo, especially when Pathfinder got in as an employee, I'm like, yo, can we start doing film interviews, right? Can we have, right? I like to show the real person, behind the scenes, what's really going on, some positive stuff about Scopely, about some of the people. Like, I want to know about like this art and stuff that you come up with. How do you do it? And they basically said, hey, man, like, can't do it because people, right? You hear about like doxing and DDoS and all that stuff. Like, people have targeted their members in real life. You know what I'm saying? They get hate mail, stuff showing up at their house, people showing up at their house, like, because the crybabies make it sound like people deserve stuff. They don't understand what goes on in real life. They make people mad and people do stupid stuff because they're angry. You know what I'm saying? And they're frustrated, and it doesn't need to be that way. So we need more grown men and women out here to push back against some of that noise. And they'll give us more information, right? There's a dude who doesn't make content, I don't think, for the game anymore. You probably know what we're talking about. All his videos, he would just hit them over the head with stuff that they put in a blog post like 4 years ago. And I knew, right? So I knew that was going to be a problem. And now that I got a little bit more ear, I can ask some of those questions directly. Hopefully it's okay for me to say that. And they're like, yeah, man, like, because you can't say anything. You can't hold people accountable for something they said 4 years ago when the game has stuff in it. They have new game modes that weren't there then. You know what I'm saying? They can try to comply with the spirit of the directive, but you know what I'm saying, just holding people accountable or pretending to hold people accountable because they just want views and clicks, saying negative stuff about people. So we need some more of that positive feedback. We need some more people that's willing to talk. So when you see Strike Fox, when you see Pathfinder on the main Discord server, just talk to them like regular people, man. Don't lose your mind and say stuff that you wouldn't say to a cat face to face. Appreciate you, Opti. Appreciate you stopping in too, brother. 100%. Optimator's the man, bro. He's a strategist out there on the war on the war team, helping us get the wins, even though I give us lots of losses. Are nulls attacks single threaded, one at a time? I'm not sure what you're asking, and I don't single threaded, one at a time. Are you asking, can he use multiple I don't know. He didn't show any pictures of them. I mean, he showed this picture, and they sort of showed a video of him like loading in, which I didn't get a picture of that. But they didn't show the actual fight, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure like how he actually moves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how his actual move set works or what happens. Alt Hank. Opti is Hive Mind Scroll, good war defense. Oh man, he's getting a strategy. Opti knows the answer. Opti knows the answer. Player attacks. I'll say so. Nice. Are nulls attacks single threaded, one at a time, or the player attacks? Bro, I'm a kindergartner. I don't. I'm not sure. I haven't. Well, I guess that would be a lie because I tested BattleWorld and I gave feedback. They said we could say that, right? But this, like, I'm trying to remember, like the stuff that we looked at, it didn't look like this. It didn't look like this when we were. Hopefully, I can say that. I'll find out. I guess it didn't look like this when we were testing it. So I don't even know, like what he does, like how his moves and stuff work. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really. They were trying to like do some testing, but not like give everything away. So we didn't really see the actual stuff. But he's a dude on the right side of the screen. Your eyes are on the left side of the screen. So my best guess is it works like normal, but he is special, and they said he got special moves and special stuff. So I'm curious to see what that actually looks like. Man. Well, hey, appreciate you guys, everybody, coming through. Just want to jump in and give a quick hit. Oh, here we go. We got more. If you got more comments, drop them in. Oh, great. Nope, that's a great question. I didn't cover that. Nope, that's a great question. I apologize. I didn't cover that. So, no, you do not have to wait. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for bringing that up. You do not have to wait. So, in a sense, it's like its own instance, everybody. So, as you're going through the missions, right, you don't have to wait for me to do my nodes and vice versa. We can all go at the same time. That's part of that tech that new back end tech that they put together, right? So I'm playing my missions, you're playing yours. We can be doing the same mission at the same time. We don't have to wait for anybody. When you get to know, you don't have to wait. It's your own instance on your own. Well, they didn't say it's on your own device, but I believe it's your own instance on your own device, and it's just gonna feed the score in. Am I making sense? Whatever you score, it's gonna feed that in, right? So you don't have to wait. He can't be locked up. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Yeah, pile on, bro, just like that. It's its own thing. It's its own instance. I don't know if you guys played it. Probably have. Like I played Knights of the Old Republic. So it's a Star Wars massive multiplayer MMO, right? And you would have your alliance, your group of guys, right? And you'd go fight some giant boss in a raid or something like that. And that's your instance, and another group of people over here, and another group of people are all in their own alliance instance fighting that same boss. So it's the same thing with Null and with the other missions, except for it's on an individual basis, if that makes sense. The last game arrived. What's up, bro? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. So hopefully we answered the question. Hopefully we answered that question. Thank you for bringing it up because I forgot. I really hope they add the UI for enemy ability cooldowns to all game modes. That would be something. But like that might get crowded, bro. That might get crowded. You know what I'm saying? If you got like 10 enemies on the opposing side. But maybe they could put it kind of on a shelf or a window on the side. Because I know what you mean. Like it helps in other like turn-based strategy games. There's usually a timer. You know what I mean? Like at least let you know that the dude on the top is going next. Is that what you're asking? Like, you know, the guy who's on the top is going next, and when he goes, his portrait goes down to the bottom. Like that would be cool. So who asked it the question? There's the answer. He says no. Show it at the top for the character that's taking a turn. Okay. I dig that. I dig that. For sure. Not turn order. Turns into okay. Oh, I like that too. I've seen, games like that where they have a countdown window, like the one that's like in the picture here, the one that's gray for no, like that would have a timer on it, or that would have a number on it for how many turns until he got it back. So I've seen games like that. That's not bad. I dig it. 100%. Just got a bunch of messages popping up on the side, distracting me. That I'm trying. That's where you guys. So you guys' messages are down here on the right hand side, and then anything that pops up, like weather or whatever stuff, pops up over there. And I'm trying to click you guys' messages, and if I accidentally click the weather, it's gonna be a problem. Yeah. No, man. Like I said, I've seen that before. That I would like that. That would be a good idea. That would be a good idea. It's probably better. It's more intentional, right? It's more intentional than than what they have here because it's harder to see, right? If that's going to be the size of my screen, well, my screen is going to be smaller than that on my phone, right? My screen is going to be smaller than this on my phone, so it might be tough to see the. Let's write that down, man. We're gonna write that down. Turn. So what are we asking? How many turns? I'm gonna write that down. Till they get their ability back. That's a good one. Because I agree with what you're saying. Right, it's going to look smaller than that on my phone, so I might not be able to count how many bubbles are left. It'd be a lot easier if it just said 4 or something like that. I do agree, hands down, 100%. Boom. Well, I should probably jump y'all. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna try to do some more. We'll get it together. I figured out maybe this has to be my new time, and we'll sit and talk about what's going on. Hey, appreciate you guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you take care of yourself and your family, and make sure you be a man, be a woman, and get stuff done. Peace.